But soft, what light through yonder window breaks, it is the east and Julia is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon who is already sick and pale with grief. What? Raise your hand if you've ever been in a theater watching a Shakespeare play and you only understand half of what they're talking about, right? Okay, just about everybody. Okay, put your hands up. All right, raise your hand if you've ever been in a classroom, let's say an English class, and the teacher says, for the next 6 weeks, we're going to be reading Romeo and Juliet. And you're like, I'm going to fail this class, right? Yeah, a couple people. All right. I remember in 1996, that was when Leonardo DiCaprio, Claire Danes, John Leguizamo, and Harold Perrineau starred in the most iconic adaptation of Romeo and Juliet of my generation. I still had no idea what they were saying, but it didn't matter. It was so cool. That's when I realized if you could tell a good story, the language will catch up. Fast forward a bunch of years, I'm getting my master's degree in theater education at Emerson College, and I take 2 important classes. One was performing Shakespeare, where we learned about key elements like imagery, figure of speech, and rhythm, and that the regular practice of these elements will greatly enhance your Shakespeare experience. The other class I took was Drama's Education, where the final project was we had to produce a theoretical musical for a theater of young audiences. I didn't have a musical in mind, so I asked the professor if I can create one. She said, of course. So I grabbed Romeo and Juliet, I broke down one of Romeo's monologues, I put it to a hip-hop beat, and I presented it to the class. Their reaction to that small piece of what I did let me know that this project could not be theoretical. I had to do it for real. So I grabbed a team of like-minded artists, and we got to work. The correlation between Shakespeare and hip-hop is not new. We didn't invent it, so don't come at us. But what we did was we took full scenes and turned them into songs. And when I talk about hip-hop, I'm referring to the 5 pillars of hip-hop. That's emceeing, DJing, b-boying, graffiti, and knowledge. And when I talk about the music within the hip-hop community, I'm adding R&B, soul, gospel, and a little bit of rock. I rewatched the 1996 version of Romeo and Juliet again, and I asked myself, is it time for another version? Yes. Theater companies around the world are always producing Romeo and Juliet, and they should. But what makes this adaptation different? How can I use innovation in a way to make Shakespeare's language more accessible? How can I innovate Shakespeare's work to make social change? All of our productions, starting with Romeo and Juliet, will have a social justice theme to it. The big fight, where Tybalt kills Mercutio and Romeo kills Tybalt. Spoiler alert. It will be as a result of a riot that happened because of the news of the murder of George Floyd. Right? So this adaptation of Romeo and Juliet will be set in the summer of 2020. Other social justice themes that we will be tackling in the future are voting rights, women's rights, immigration, and consent. By using immigration to make this hip-hop opera version of Romeo and Juliet, we'll be able to teach this generation a new way of learning and experiencing Shakespeare. We tried it. A colleague and I, we taught undergraduate musical theater students at Emerson College. We taught them key elements of performing Shakespeare. We talked about the foundations of hip-hop, and we talked to them about how to add social justice themes to Shakespeare's work. For their final project, they had to perform 3 songs from the opera. They created 3 songs from selections of Romeo and Juliet, and they added their own choreography. They performed it in front of an audience of their peers and faculty, and it was an awesome experience. It taught me that the way you teach Shakespeare is what makes the difference. Because this is to be used as a teaching tool, we did our best to try to teach keep Shakespeare's language as intact as possible. So you can read and go follow along with the original script while you listen to the opera. Essentially, we're creating the reference material to use while teaching Romeo and Juliet. Would you guys want to hear one of the songs? Yeah? All right, good, because that's what's next. Imagine you guys are like, no. All right, so what you're going to see is a video from one of our workshops. It's the balcony scene, or part of it. Romeo is played by Alessandra Grima. Juliet will be played by Michelle Hill. I hope you enjoy it. The title of the song and the opera are called I'm at Your Window.
Just scars that never felt a wound. But soft when light through yonder window comes. It is the east and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale and doomed. It is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks and she says nothing.
What of that?
Her eyes as horses, I will answer her. I am too bold, 'tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars of all the skies, having some business to intrigue her eyes. Twinkle in their spheres till they repeat. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were of love upon that hand, that I may touch thy cheek. I mean, she speaks, so speak again, bright angel. I'm at your window, I'm at your window. Juliet, let your hair down. Every star in the sky, twinkling light from your eye. Let's forget this crazy world and run away, run away.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo.
Wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and reduce thy name. For thou wilt not be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be uncapulated. Shall I hear more, or should I speak at this?
Nah, bro.
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. Was Montague once in a name
That which we call Rome.
by any other word would smell as sweet? Henceforth I will never be Romeo.
Who the hell so stumbleth on my count?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am, because it is an enemy to thee.
Must be a
And from the 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague? Neither, fair maid, if I do thee dislike.
Do you like me? Yes or no?
I'm at your window, I'm at your window. Juliet, let your hair down. Every star in the sky, twinkling light from your eyes. Let's forget this crazy world and run away, run away.
What do you guys think? You guys like it? All right, so this is how I used innovation to make social change. How will you? Thank you.